I just wanted to talk about Eliezer Sherbatov, because you mentioned him slightly earlier in the episode. And for those long-time listeners that have been listening to the Europuck podcast since the very beginning or the first few episodes in, will know that we found his decision to sign with the Auschwitz hockey team in the Polish league a very interesting one. And we read a couple of interviews regarding him and kind of his thoughts on why he signed there and what his motivations were. I know, speaking to you before the episode, that you're quite familiar with Sherbatov and you're quite good friends with him. Is that correct? Yeah.
We're friendly. I mean, we're definitely friends. I don't know that he'd count me as one of his besties or anything. But I'm obviously quite a bit older than he is, almost 20 years to the day, in fact. But Eliezer a good kid. He's not a kid anymore, but he's about to turn 29 or just turned 29, and I'm 49. But I know him, and he's a good guy. He very much cares about Israeli hockey, cares about his heritage. Just like anybody would, right? I mean,
Exactly.
I would assume, if someone's a proud Englishman or Welsh or, Scotsman or what have you, he's no different. He's proudly Israeli and Jewish, and he took a lot of criticism in the certain quarters of the Israeli press, and one of the chief rabbis of Israel really got on him for signing. His attitude's a little different, Look, he's living the dream of many people to play pro hockey. And although he never made it to, say, the NHL level, he had one season in the KHL, and he's been kind of doing the tour of the European leagues like a lot of professional hockey players from North America do. And this was an opportunity for him that he felt was a good fit. And his feeling on it is that, what better way to show national and ethnic and maybe a little religious pride, but then to go to a place that was the scene of one of the greatest tragedies and crimes against really not only the Jewish people but humanity, and go there and show that he's not afraid, and that the ghosts of the past are not going to rule who he is or who we are as a people today. And the reality too that I want to stress is that everybody at the Unia club that he signed with in Auschwitz, what is it? I don't know if I can pronounce it. Auschwitz.
It's Unia Auschwitz or something. I'll probably pronounce that awfully, but yeah, something like that.
For all of our Polish guests, I apologize for my horrible pronunciation. But what I did want to point out is that everybody in the town has been overwhelmingly positive to him. He has not experienced any kind of anti-Semitism. The fans have embraced him. Management has embraced him. His coaching staff and teammates have embraced him. He's felt very welcome there. There is a small Jewish community that has come back. They've obviously embraced him. So for him, it's been an overwhelmingly positive experience. And again, it's 2020, Hayden, right? I can only tell you that I have a lot of friends from Germany and Austria. I have friends who are German and Austrian background here in the States as well. I'm not going to blame people of today for what happened in the 1940s. I'm not going to blame, people's ancestors. If you want to go that route, throughout human history, every group has had incidents where other groups have either done the wrong thing or there's been wars or what have you. We can either dwell on the past and hold grudges against people who are long dead, or we can move forward. And that's one of the things that I think is beautiful about Israeli hockey. We will always honor the memory of victims of the Holocaust, and we will always never forget what happened so that it doesn't happen again. But at the same time, you have to reach out to people of today's generation who personally had nothing to do with it. And you have to be willing to, extend a hand in friendship and have common humanity. And I think that's what Eliezer's done in Poland. I think that's what the Polish people have done for him. So I think it's a positive experience all around. And right now, as of the other day, he had 10 points in 10 games on 6 goals and 4 assists to lead the team in scoring. And he's one of the leading scorers in the league. So good. I'm glad for him.
Yeah, exactly. Like Chris and I have very much echoed a lot of the sentiments that you've said within previous episodes. When we heard about his decision, we very much took on the idea that we wanted to keep an eye on how he was doing, because it was such a great story. Is because both Chris and myself, we're not members of the Jewish community, so we don't have that personal connection to any of it. I'm quite close. For those people that listen to the podcast that don't know, I spend my summers working at a Jewish summer camp in Montreal in Canada. So I've got a lot of friends within the Jewish community. So and my girlfriend is Jewish as well. So I'm very like, as the years have gone on, I've become a lot more like keyed up with everything, and I'm a lot more attentive to kind of that stuff, because as somebody that doesn't grow up in that culture or in that religion, it's very easy to kind of not know what's going on, and kind of not necessarily turn a blind eye, but kind of be ignorant to all of it, and kind of not know what the real struggles other people from other religions, whether it be Jewish or any other religions or communities, go through. So I think the fact that for myself and Chris personally, the fact that he's taken this opportunity to kind of take back a bit of history, we have nothing but respect for him on this show, and we really hope him the best. Like we keep an eye out every single time, every week we go through the European League scores. We always take the effort to kind of single out Sherbatov and go, look, he's a point per game. Like, he's doing a really good job. We're kind of following the team and the league because of him, you know?
Yeah, he's an electric player. He's a fun personality. He's he's a wild man, but he's a fun personality, and you know, he's like me. You know, I don't know what this translates into metric wise, but I'm only 5'8". He's basically the same. You know, he's a shorter guy. He's in a hell of a lot better shape than me. I mean, if you've seen him, he's a beast. He's in great shape. He's very strong, so he's hard to knock off the puck despite being short. He's got great skill, great heart, and he's a fun player. I think I've really pushed him to try and try and go to the EIHL. I pushed him towards that. I said, I think it would be a great experience for you, and there's some big crowds nowadays, and a lot of attention being paid compared to past years. You know, who knows? Maybe he'll take me up on it one day, and you'll see him over there. But he did play one season in League Magnus when he first came out of Major Junior, but I want to say he was only 19 or 20 years old at the time. And then he moved on to, of all places, Kazakhstan, which a lot of people aren't familiar with, but it's similar to the VHL, you know, the Russian second league in terms of the level. It's a good level of play. And actually, I think some of, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's Nottingham, but I think they played in the Continental Cup. Was it Baybaris from Kazakhstan or one of those teams? They played, I don't remember which club, but they played a Kazakh league club, and it was a hell of a game. It was pretty well-matched teams.
Well, we also had a long-time Sheffield Steelers defenseman, Ben O'Connor, who's one of the better defensemen, or has been one of the better defensemen over the years in the league. He went and played a year in Kazakhstan. And he almost got a gig with Baris Astana of the KHL because of it, but the contract was terminated because there was new ownership that came in, or there was something else behind the scenes. So we decided to go to Sweden for a little while instead, because, you know, we need to have those British players out there playing abroad, you know, like highlighting
Absolutely.
the game, just like you guys need to do with the Israeli game. So go for it.
Oh, I was going to say, Ben O'Connor, you know, I just remember the whole run. He was part of that run just a year or two ago, right? When GB made the elite group.
Yep.
And I just you know, unfortunately, after about a 12-year run, the International Hockey Forum's website is closed, but we still have a Facebook page. And if you go on it, if you just look up International Hockey Forums on Facebook, you'll see the cover photo that we have is still of GB playing against Finland, you know, in the Worlds. And I personally was a huge GB supporter during that run. It was awesome to see the Union Jack with the Lion and going out there and playing. And I a huge supporter of the GB national program and the team. I think you guys are really coming up in the hockey world and doing a lot more than you seem to give them credit for. They've made a good run, and they're a legit team now.